Hi, my artists. This is Miss Schaefer, and today we're going to learn about landscapes. So, when you go outside, where do you see your grass line? Where are the trees? Are they overlapping something else, or are they behind something? Well, today we're going to learn about placement on what you see. So, grab you a pencil and paper, and let's go. I would like your paper to be portrait, long ways. And what we're going to do is a landscape. Now, usually when you start drawing grass, you think, okay, I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm going to do a grass line down here. Well, that's not really how it looks. Actually, when you go outside and you look somewhere, your grass line or your ground is usually way up here. So instead of making this grass, I am going to make these. We're going to make these fences. So like a fence post. Maybe it's white, maybe they're gray. We're making fence posts. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw some grass. And you go, well, that looks great, but I thought you said it was way up here. It is. This is just one layer. Okay? Now what I like is to do a hill, but I have to think about what's on my hill and what's closest to me. So whatever's closer to you is bigger, whatever further away gets smaller. So I need to do the closest thing first. So what I'm going to do is I am going to draw a tree. So I'm going to go up one side, up one another, and they kind of curve in, and then they branch out. Now I'm not going to cap these off because we're going to make just irregular leaves that go out. And the reason why I don't do lollipop trees is because birds can't fly through them. So I like to have layers of almost like clouds for my trees. You can even overlap them and go behind your tree a bit. You see that? So you want a bird to go in there and land and have a little nest. So a bird can't fly through a tree if it's a lollipop tree, right? So now you can draw your hill. So am I going to go straight through this tree? No, I got to go behind it. So I'm not even going to do that. Now I'm going to go down and touch this line down here. So now this tree is closer to us than the back of this hill, right? Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go straight across. And I mean super straight. Look at the bottom of or the top line of your paper and you're going to go exactly straight. And the reason for that is, mine's not so straight, but the reason for that is it's going to be water. Until I curved it a bit, but that's okay. Now, on the bank on the other side of the water, there's going to be more land. So what I want to do is I want to make hills, and I'm going to make them really long and flat, not pointy and jagged up. Now you could do another one and go like that and just have layers of hills, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect because mountains are not, perfect in the upside down V look. Now, like I said, we're layering. We do the front first. So whatever's closest to us goes first, then next, then next, then next, and further away. Now we're going to have some clouds. So if you'd like, I like to do the puffy part at the top and more flat and just kind of at the bottom. Now, not a straight line, but you can just, and if you make them really tiny, guess what that is? It's far away clouds. Isn't that cool? So if you want to get really cool and technical, you can, and you don't have to do this, but you can make, I like to make a sun rising between the mountains, and I go straight up, and then I kind of divide the area kind of equally. That means you're giving the same distance around, even if it looks, you don't have to make a lot of lines. Just look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's it. And if I want to, I can go straight like this, just for that. you know, everything goes back to one point. I do a big triangle, but I make this straight line right here. Now I'm going to make a smaller straight line. I'm going to do a smaller triangle. And then I go from here to here, kind of the width of that. And then I do a smaller one and I bring it in. So it's kind of like really tall. Now, if you want, you can make your water lines. Now, your water lines will look really big here, and they get really tiny back here because further in the distance, everything's smaller. All right, so now you have a pretty good landscape. You are welcome to, after you draw it out, to outline. So then you'd go on top of your pencil line. And say you didn't draw it exactly on top of your pencil line, or you drew the mountains all the way before you did your tree, like I did, you go in and erase any of your lines. The reason for this erasing part is that if you use crayon on top of it, crayon will seal your pencil mark. And guess what you get to see through your crayon pencil mark? So dust it off. Maybe you want to be a little bit more detailed and try to do patterns. What if you could do something in here that would be totally different? Like adding another layer of things. Only on one side. Or making a pattern. What if we did polka dots in the land? Or cross hatching? Or you can do dots. Like I can do dots in my back mountains just for fun. But I probably would want to do this in color and not black, you know? But what if I did polka dots? Now, if you get too close to the edge, what do? Just half. Now, I'm getting too close to this tree, so it's going to tuck behind the tree. Look. And they don't have to be in a perfect order. Just if they're close to the edge, you just do a part of a circle. Isn't that fun? This one, I think I want to make diagonal lines, really big. And I want to go this way. It gets a little tough, but then they're all checkered. But you want to put colors close together that kind of resemble what the color is representing. Now, you don't have to do pattern on all of it. You can just do a few places. And then that way it breathes. You know, if you did too many patterns, it might look a little too much. See, I'd love to do like swirls and stuff, but I'm afraid that if I do too much, it would not be good. We just got to let it breathe a little bit. And if you do texture, which is like tiny little lines, and make it like prickly or crunchy or making squiggly lines, those add texture to it. That would be awesome as well. So I just want you to play with this, okay? And see what you come up with, all right? To add color, I thought you might want to see this artist named Paul Gauguin. He was a French post-impressionist artist, and he lived 10 years on an island in the French Polynesia and did beautiful color. Maybe you can bring all this color to your artwork. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.